Welcome everybody here to Sports Talk Network channel, and specifically here to my review of pay-per-view here. This one being Survivor Series Review 2017 edition. I welcome everybody that is here in the live chat. Those that are going to be watching this archived. Hopefully, my team members, if any of them, are able to join me. If not, then I do it solo, and I'm used to doing it solo. I've been doing this now for 6 years. Started over at Blog Talk Radio, and now brought it over to new YouTube and to this channel. So if this is your first video watching, I thank you for stopping by. And if my team members do join, it probably will be a little bit later into the episode. But sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel, all that other jazz, if you care to at any time. But Survivor Series, I would say, was a pretty good show. Welcome to follow me on Twitter at WWE_podcast, where I do have my Insta polls for Raw, Smackdown, and pay-per-view. So I already have mine up. Should be up and should be live. You can vote on Survivor Series, what you thought of Survivor Series, and that Insta poll for tonight's pay-per-view. Do you think it was great? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was okay? Or do you think it downright sucks so much that you would say it's terrible? So those are the options: great, good, okay, terrible. Welcome to vote. Welcome to retweet that. The link there. It'll be up for 24 hours, as all my Insta polls are for 24 hours. And when I do Steve's Wrestling Ramble on Wednesday, a special episode Wednesday night, because Thursday is Thanksgiving here in America. So I will not only be unable to, but I don't really want to, do an episode on Thursday evening. So, because I'm with family, friends, and others. So I will be having Steve's Wrestling Ramble on Wednesday evening, and there I will, along with my Raw on Smackdown Insta polls, give the results, because Raw coming up and then Smackdown thereafter, obviously, will give the results for the Survivor Series Insta poll. So while it's up, obviously it's just fresh and I just created it, it'll be up for 24 hours. Welcome to retweet it. Let your fans, let your people, your peeps know and their ability to vote. For those, if you are watching this and being your first video, I thank you. And if that is the case, I'm not on camera currently. I want to try to set up something background. I'll be like some of the, as I call them, the cool people here on YouTube that actually have nice setups and backgrounds, like Ultra Central, like Blue X Demon X. It's been a while since I've seen him do a video, but like he does in videos that he has done in the past. Also, like Going In Wrong, that podcast there. I do want to give a shout out. Larson, who did tweet at me, and I did share that in our group chat with, I think, 46 people now, there where he gave me a shout out. So I do thank him for that. He did not have to do that, and he did say he will check out an episode in the future and let me know his opinion. And that's all I needed. Just wanted to ask his opinion on what he thinks. Not saying I need to be like him. Don't need to be like anybody. I respect everybody. Whatever works for them. If they want to be those that swear a lot and show their passion in that way, or those that, like me, better chill, lay back, relaxed, but also confident in what I'm saying most of the time, not stumbling and mumbling as I actually used to in my early years. If you check out my early videos, Blog Talk Radio, or even here on YouTube, when I moved everything over here, I was stumbling and mumbling a little bit because, I was unsure and nervous and all that other crap, I guess, was the case. But as I do this more and more each and every week since then, and now here in the year 2017, I feel I'm getting more confident. But I do see someone is here with me, Blue X Demon X. So I don't want to make him bored or wait too long. And let's welcome him here. How the heck have you been?
What is going on, Steve? Long time. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, What did you, I guess off the bat, what did you think overall of?
Oh man, SmackDown was interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed it up until main event. I thought the main event could have went a different direction, but overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. Definitely one of the best of 2017. And that main event left me a little salty, even though I was rooting for Raw, but that ending was like, I don't know. I understand they setting up Angle and Triple H, and then they actually opened the door for Triple H and Braun, which would be nice. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens tomorrow and Tuesday with everything that's just happened tonight.
Yeah, let's start with the pre-show matches. Elias defeating Matt Hardy, Enzo Amore defeating Kalisto and successfully retaining his cruiserweight championship, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating Breezango. Did you see the pre-show matches? And if you did, any thoughts on any of the three?
I did see the pre-show matches. I mean, I wasn't really like into them, but I did glance over them. You know what I'm saying? It's the pre-show, so it is what it is. Those guys went out there, they did exactly what they need to do, entertain the fans, and each match was good in its own right. And then I don't know if you catch Kalisto's botch there when he tried to
Mm-hmm.
jump into the ring. It's pretty hilarious, but he did save it at the end, though. He did save it.
The first, yeah, well, I'm certainly trying to. But going to the main card and main show, starting off with the Shield going up against the New Day. I kind of was thinking that they might start off like, bookend things is usually done, especially at a pay-per-view event like this. Start off with the women's 5-on-5 traditional, and then end with the men's 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series matchup. But they went a different route. They went with the Usos and New Day. Not saying that was bad. I mean, heck, I love the Shield and like the New Day. Love-hate relationship with that group. But anyways, but that match of the night candidate, pretty good match. I enjoyed it. Went back and forth, went a little bit longer than I actually thought it would, but still delivered tenfold for me. What are your thoughts on the opening match on the main card?
Phenomenal. Yo, big ups to the Shield and the New Day. I mean, they laid it all out. Like it was back and forth. I thought the Shield was gonna dominate, but the New Day came in strong. They came in hard. It was I just loved the whole storyline of the match, especially towards the end when they both was picking each other up and they all just met in the middle of the ring, started just going at it. It was insane. I was loving it, man. The fans was loving it. Phenomenal match. Phenomenal.
Yeah, like I said, not a bad way to start off the show. I mean, like I said, I would have maybe wanted it to be with the women's, but it be what it be. We move on. From there, United States champion Baron Corbin, earlier, but still, United States champion Baron Corbin defeating the Intercontinental champion, The Miz. They're kind of surprised to see Baron Corbin get the win. I thought The Miz was going to get it. That's why I predicted that in the prediction show. But as a Baron Corbin fan, happy for him. Kind of wanted him to win this, but I thought in seeing how things would be and how the order of the matches would go, I assumed that The Miz would be the one to get in the win because heck, he got the win. So in the promo battles between each other, which actually were more on social media than actually in the ring, of course, between each other or on Smackdown, sequentially between those two individuals. But either way, Baron Corbin gets the win in the actual match at the end of it. What are your thoughts on that match, Miz versus Baron Corbin?
I was actually also surprised that Baron Corbin got the win. I thought the Miz was gonna come out a lot more aggressive, especially after all that social media beef they was going at it. And then Baron Corbin talking about his wife, and the Miz was just so upset about it, cussing and everything. So I thought the Miz was just go out there and just like take a chair to him and just beat him down and just say whatever. But it was a decent match, and bigs up to Baron Corbin for winning that match. That's kind of like what I'm saying, just like a little filler match. It wasn't really important, even though it was Raw versus SmackDown, but it could have went either way, and they gave it to Corbin. To, what I'm saying, set up for the rest of the night. So that's how that was.
Yeah, that is, excuse me, that is how that works. But let's move on to the women's traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, Raw versus SmackDown. And, excuse me, and we're getting the win. What are your thoughts on the women's 5-on-5 traditional match?
It went exactly how I thought it would. I knew it. I knew the minute Oscar was on the team, there was no way that SmackDown was going to win this match. There's no way. There's no way Oscar's going to lose anytime soon. And I was kind of felt. The only thing I felt bad about was Becky getting eliminated first because Becky's my boo, she's my bae, and they just keep shitting on her, man. That's just like, why, Becky, why? But and there was a lot of botches in that match too. You know what I'm saying? Like that it was confusing how Alicia Fox got eliminated. I don't know what was going on there, and then it just like kind of went downhill from there. Asuka being the sole survivor, it was predictable. I knew that was going to happen, but overall, you know what I'm saying, it was a good match. The ladies did their thing, man, and I'm proud of all of them, man. They did a good job.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was kind of surprising to see Becky Lynch being the first one eliminated, being the captain of SmackDown and everything. That was kind of surprising, at least to me. And then the botch with Alicia Fox, I don't know exactly if if that was the moment it was supposed to happen, or later on, or what exactly what the issue was, or just on the phone with Alicia, whoever, whatever. It just looked like a mess and a cringe moment for me because they were killing it up to that point in general, and just that little botch. I don't want that to be the main focal point by most of WWE Universe, whether on social media or on their own YouTube channels, talking about this specific match to cloud over what in the end was a pretty dang good match in women's traditional 5-on-5. But no, it did seem to me as well, especially as the match went on and we got to the later and as people were being eliminated. I did like the battle between Tamina Snuka and Nia Jax. That and its own right, familia there. But made sense in the end to have Asuka be the sole survivor because otherwise, if that wasn't how you're going to book it, then in my opinion, you shouldn't have even had Asuka on the Team Raw. So you're either going to go that way or you wouldn't have her on at all. Now, I know people would have said, well, you could have had her, and I'm sure people predicted this when they predicted specifically how superstars are going to be eliminated in this women's traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, that Asuka may be counted out, and that's how she was being eliminated, just like Nia Jax actually was in the match, one in that face-off with another member, Tamina. That would be the way you have Asuka, quote-unquote, lose without really losing. And still have that ire and still have that industry streaking away. At least it would still stay with one-on-one matches. So, but then as much as that would be true, I go back to still makes more sense to have her be the sole survivor or one of the survivors, if not even just the sole survivor, if you're going to have her part of the match. So I'm glad they pulled the trigger, so to speak, and went that way. And Asuka, in the end, as we said, being the sole survivor and winning for Team Monday Night Raw, and moving forward from there, SmackDown or the tag team battle of champion versus champion, SmackDown tag team champions, the Usos defeating Raw tag team champions Cesaro and Sheamus. I'll go first here for this matchup. I'll go back and forth. The Usos getting the win made sense because the fact that you took the titles away from the Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, gave Cesaro and Sheamus, put them in this match, thinking it would be a better match. I still think, in my opinion, it would have been definitely a match of the night quality. Be the actual match of the night if the Shield were still in this. We're still in this Raw tag team champions to face the Usos. Those two work together, especially them being friends outside, as they say. Friends that are outside can make great matches inside of the ring as quote unquote enemies or otherwise. Storylines, things like that. So I think that would have been the case, but not taking anything away from Cesaro and Sheamus, to be quite honest, because they held their own and they did dang well in this match. But with that change being what it be, and it happened. When that happened, I thought that, hey, the Usos should be winning this match then, because maybe then they're changing their mind in that way. And if they were changing their mind of thinking having the Usos go over, they didn't want the Usos to go over the Shield. But it just wouldn't make as much sense to do that to the Shield, because the Shield you're building up for specifically Roman Reigns for WrestleMania, and you want the Shield to be strong. The first match actually together, because they weren't actually able to have their true first match. See, because Roman got sick and this and that and all that craziness that went down. Kurt Angle took space and spot in that match. So having this decision and going forward this way, having the Usos win and defeating Cesaro and Sheamus instead of the Shield of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins makes sense to me. What were your thoughts on champion versus champion tag team match?
Oh man, another phenomenal match for me, man. It was. Like, at first, I was a little iffy with when, you know what I'm saying, they did change it to Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Usos. I was just like, I was thinking about it, and I wasn't really too big for it. But then after watching the match, man, I'm glad they did it. Those two teams put it all out there, man. They went in, take a whole lot of bumps and bruises, and they oh my gosh, I was like at the end, I think I was exhausted by the end of that match. I was yelling and screaming so much how great it was. So big ups to the Usos for winning that match, and definitely big ups to Cesaro and Sheamus, who put it all out there, man. They did their thing. Good job. And Sheamus' hair, those are goals. Did you see that? You see how crisp that mohawk was? I think it was crispy. I was jealous because I don't have that. I want that. That was nice. That was extra nice.
No, it sure looked extra to me. but did work for him because that's how he rolls. I'm moving right along. Again, champion versus champion, the women's division, women's champion, SmackDown women's champion Charlotte Flair defeating Raw women's champion Alexa Bliss. And again, I'll go first here because just wanted to say that Alexa Bliss, and I even said this during my live reaction because I did do a live reaction for this match because I thought that Carmella was going to cash in. I also thought other things were going to happen that didn't happen on the show. But anyways, I thought that was going to happen, so that's why I did the live reaction. And in that live reaction, I was talking about how impressed I've been of Alexa Bliss since she started in NXT and where she has become now in her character and development and everything, and what I've learned about the person behind Alexa Bliss on Total Divas. Even though, yes, that being the type of show that is, not everything is true, but her characteristic being like me, shine, and all this other stuff. At least the person, but the character being the guy being badass that she is as a heel and doing very well at it, of course. And WWE having the faith in her now as Raw Women's Champion, the first woman to be SmackDown Live and Raw Women's Champion, even though her competitor, Charlotte Flair, first woman Grand Slam champion in the women's division in WWE. But nonetheless, Alexa Bliss and her spot in the company, her spot on Raw specifically, obviously, is their champion is number one there. Just was thinking of that and her journey from the start of NXT when she came into the Performance Center to now 2007, she's part of Monday Night Raw. And like I said, having that accolade, being that first ever, because just like when someone was a Super Bowl player, whether you're a starter or backup, they can never take that away from you. You're a Super Bowl champion. Well, for her, she is the first woman to be Raw and SmackDown champion. So WWE, in that nod to her, letting her have that claim forever being the first, even though there probably will be others, to include Charlotte Flair, of course, that because she just won the SmackDown title. She being the first, so I admire that. But as in the match itself, definitely again, match of the night qualities. And Charlotte getting the win made sense. 30 for 30. Her winning the title. This making a better matchup than it would have been with Natalya. I'm sorry, it's just truth. And having this matchup between these two, and even while I was watching, thinking that, hey, this matchup, even though, yes, this is a big 4 pay-per-view Survivor Series, is a match that hopefully we see again. Maybe not this WrestleMania, because it probably will be 4 horsewomen of WWE versus 4 horsewomen of MMA, but maybe in WrestleMania in the future of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. Maybe Alexa Bliss and Charlotte being the first women to main event of WrestleMania. Maybe that will be in the cards in the future, and those two being the women to do it, and not Sasha and Charlotte or Sasha and Bayley or something, but Alexa Bliss in that spot with the Queen Charlotte Flair. But as per this, or as back to the match, great match. Charlotte getting the win made sense. Doesn't hurt Alexa Bliss at all, and she can keep rolling heading into Raw and heading into a match for the Royal Rumble WrestleMania for herself, going up against Asuka defending her title. What were your thoughts there between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss? That matchup, champion versus champion.
First, I want to agree with you. I'm definitely glad that they had Charlotte in this match instead of Natty. Definitely made the match a lot better than it could have been if it was Natty. And Alexa Bliss continues to prove herself to me and to a lot of people that I know every time she's in the ring. Like a lot of people that I know talks, ill about Alexa Bliss, her ring ability. They don't think she cuts the mold or whatever the saying is. Every time I see Alexa Bliss in the ring, I just like that passion and that aggression that she has. Just it gets me every time. Like she is just so much better and deserves a whole lot more credit than people give her because she proves it. Like she won against arguably the best female on the roster right now in Charlotte Flair and held her own. And she was so aggressive and so passionate. Even in a loss, she looked like the winner to me because it was just a great. She's not the best technical wrestler, a female wrestler, but she just got that passion and that drive and that aggression. It just brings the match more than it is to me. And Charlotte Flair is Charlotte Flair. You know what I'm saying? She's like I said, she's probably the best all around female wrestler on the roster right now. Arguably maybe to Asuka, but on the SmackDown side, definitely. So that match was definitely 10 times better than it would have been if it was Alexa Bliss And Natty, not taking nothing away from Natty, who Natty is, but definitely Charlotte Flair being in that spot definitely made that match better to me. Alexa Bliss did her thing, Charlotte did her thing. Bigs up to Charlotte for winning that match, and hopefully we get to see a rematch in the future.
For sure, hopefully, whether it's WrestleMania a couple of years or SummerSlam next year, not everything has to happen at WrestleMania technically, but either way, at another big event like Survivor Series here tonight, having them face off, maybe even a title match at that point when maybe after the brand extension, this brand split does end, and everything goes back to one. Having those two battle for the women's championship at a big event, WrestleMania or otherwise in WWE. Maybe even in quote-unquote B-level pay-per-view to try to keep it up in ratings for that event, whatever that to be. But either way, definitely see a rematch coming, see that match happening again, just when it to be. Moving right along, Brock Lesnar, the Beast Brock Lesnar versus phenomenal AJ Styles, Universal Champion versus WWE Champion. I'll let you go first here. Your thoughts on everything that went down there between Brock and AJ.
Oh my goodness. Whew, this match, boy. Now, first, I didn't think AJ was going to lose clean. I thought Jinder was going to come out, do something stupid, and cause AJ the match to set up, their rematch or whatever. But that didn't happen. AJ lost clean. But my goodness, at first, when the match first started, first of all, that match lasted 10 to 15 minutes? It was big ups to Brock Lesnar for that. But I thought Brock was going to decimate AJ. AJ was taking so many bumps. I was like, I was like, put my head down. I couldn't watch. I was like, AJ is getting destroyed right now. And then out of nowhere, AJ does what he does best and just carried the rest of that match until the end. It was just, my goodness, that match definitely was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I should have expected it because, AJ Styles is that type of performer where it doesn't matter who he's facing, it's going to elevate the match 10 times better than it could have been. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Brock Brock really popped his knee out. Like, his knee's definitely messed up. Like, that limp was not fake. He was limping because his knee is messed up. I don't know what happened. I saw a little tweak there. Hopefully he'll be all right. But, yo, big ups to Brock for lasting about 15 minutes. I don't know the official time. I know it was I was trying to time it. It went over 10 minutes. I know that. So, big ups to Brock Lesnar for finally having a decent match, and a big ups to AJ for carrying that match the way he did, and not taking Brock's bullshit and just, laying it all out there and almost picking up the victory, which I thought he did when he did that phenomenal form. I was like, it's over, but he didn't win, but it's okay. AJ Styles is still my boy, still my favorite wrestler on the Smack brand, and that match was definitely A+ for me.
Yeah, I actually was surprised by the actual amount of offense that AJ Styles had. Simply, I thought it was going to be less. I mean, heck, you didn't even give that much for John Cena when they faced one-on-one. Brock just transferred him. So, since WWE having AJ Styles getting that much offense and being so close, but Brock really survived, I did like that. Just was surprised by it. But all a pretty good match again, match in quality, and candidate there. And in the main event, we had the men's traditional Survivor Series 5-on-5, where in the end we had Triple H and Braun Strowman as the sole survivors, winning it for Monday Night Raw. Raw winning this whole thing, and looking forward to Raw. Kurt Angle's job seems safe, but you never know. Stephanie could still fire him because they didn't win in dominant fashion. But either way, let's look forward to Raw. But as of this match, what were your thoughts on the main event with the men's 5-on-5?
Oh man, I'm mixed on this one. It's like on paper with the 10 superstars had in this match. It just, I would like when they was making their entrances, and I'm like, oh god, these entrances are gonna take 30 minutes. But anyway, they're making these entrances. I was so hyped. I was like, oh my gosh, the matchup, it's just gonna be insane. I was so hyped, and then when it started, it was still hyped. They was going at it. Shinsuke winning his thing. Bobby Roode, Kurt Angle was doing some stuff. But then you had, you know what I'm saying, Cena. I don't know. What really made me mad about Cena though, when he came out in that green, everybody wearing blue, teaming up, ready to go. And you say, then Cena coming out with this green shit. I'm like, I was like, what are you doing, Cena? But anyway, Cena. But it like you're saying, Braun. Okay, like I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that some guys are just like the top tier guys in the business right now, and then to have Bobby Roode and Shinsuke get eliminated like that. I guess what I'm saying. You got to make Braun look super strong, which he is. At the same time, it kind of left a little salt in my mouth. Just like, oh my god, he just eliminated Bobby like it was nothing. Eliminated Shinsuke like it was nothing. But I mean, it had to be done. It had to be done. You know what I'm saying, to make Braun super strong. But and then what I'm saying, big up to Kurt. You know what I'm saying. He wasn't. You could tell he was kind of still a little rusty. Still a little rusty, but he was in there. He was doing his thing. And then the ending was like Triple H, man. Triple H, like I don't know why people still trust Triple H. This man has turned on every single person he's ever worked with since he joined the WWE. Why is people still trusting Triple H? I don't know. But Kurt Angle took that pedigree all types of wrong. Like I don't know what happened, but when Triple H hit Kurt with that pedigree, he took it all types of wrong. It looked like he hit his head for real. I think Triple H was checking on him there for a little bit, and then that could have been a really bad spot. But I hope Kurt's okay. And then so we think it Triple H is on SmackDown side. Then he pedigree Shane gets the win, and then the whole him and Braun going at it. I don't know. That ending was definitely a little skew for me. And then like the match in general, I don't know, man. It just could have been so much more than it was. Maybe I was just expecting so much more and didn't get it. Is the reason why I'm kind of like, but I understand why they did the things that they did in the match. Set up stuff for the future and make people look strong. And what I'm saying, people were in there just because of their names, so they did what they had to do. They rolled out. So I understand that. Overall, man, that match should have been just so much more than it was. But the WWE, they're gonna do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? As fans, we're still gonna watch, so it is what it is. Team Raw, I went for Team Raw all night. I was going for everybody on Team Raw. I was like Team Raw all day. They got the win, so I'm happy and I'm good. I'm good.
And I am Team Blue through and through. SmackDown Live. But Raw getting the win. And with John Cena wearing his own thing. I mean, Triple H was wearing his own thing, but at least it was red.
That's right.
I mean, it might not be a Raw shirt, but at least it was a red thing and a red shirt. But Cena, he's Cena. He can do whatever the hell he wants, I guess. But we did see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So I guess that means that they're not in the hot water that we thought that they were. I know you're hearing rumors of people thinking and saying that they might be fired or stuff like that for going into business for themselves and everything that happened in the European tour and such like that. SmackDown, Manchester. So that's, I guess, good to see. And they attacked Shane McMahon. But two other things I wanted to happen in the show that didn't happen. One, Carmella not cashing in. It'll happen at some point, sure, but thought that this would have been the best opportune time.
This would have been the perfect time for Carmella to cash in. To like not only screw her team, SmackDown, you know what I'm saying, but to win the title, and there's so much heat. You know how much heat she would have gotten if she would have came out there and cashed in on Charlotte. It would have been, should have been like the top heel of the company because everybody would have hated it. I would have hated it. It'd been great for her.
Right. Yeah, because with Charlotte winning the match, and then here comes Carmella. Yeah, that certainly would have been interesting. And maybe Alexa getting one cheap shot or doing a finisher to Charlotte before leaving, and then the cash in and winning the title for Carmella. But the other thing that I wanted to happen that didn't happen, and he even had him cut a promo in a pre-taped video, and no appearance by modern-day Maharaja Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, I thought, was going to be inserting himself in the Brock AJ match, and having Brock in the way win. And you're just giving a Colossus out of nowhere to AJ Styles, and then Brock getting the pin. And I guess they're saying that Jinder's going to get his rematch on the SmackDown Live after Survivor Series. So that's It'll be interesting in that sense. Will he get it back? Probably not, but he gets a chance. So those two things not happening. I certainly would have hoped would have, but I don't know. But at least we got something with the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, right? So at least he had some kind of that intrigue along with the Triple H thing. What I'm thinking, what's going on, at least in my thinking of what I think WWE is thinking, is maybe they're setting up for Triple H, Braun Strowman for a Royal Rumble, or for on the road to WrestleMania, of course, we always are on. Then from there, after that is settled and whatever, then you go to the Triple H Kurt Angle feud for actual WrestleMania, for WrestleMania 34 there in Louisiana. So maybe that's just for time, and Triple H still, wrestling as he has been in house shows and otherwise. So have him on television back as wrestling and going up against Braun Strowman, and then from there going to Kurt Angle. As much as you could have him rested and wait till Kurt Angle WrestleMania. I mean, works best for semi-retired superstars or part-timers like a Triple H, like a Kurt Angle, but maybe for Triple H being the individual he is, personality he has, I guess you can say ego in a sense. But either way, that he would want this thing to still not have any rules at all, so to speak. I'll get to that point. And you can have as many matches on house shows, but I think it's best for him to have matches and have something on television on Raw, and otherwise building up to, let alone with just Raw now, or with Kurt Angle later on to WrestleMania. Or it could be all for naught, and it's just building up, and it's going to go with him and Kurt Angle, and then they'll come back after WrestleMania about this and say, hey, remember what happened in Survivor Series? Yeah, now we're going to go back to that, okay? So, sort of thing. But either way, who knows which way that'll go. So, for you, what grade would you give the show, and what match do you say officially for you is match of the night for Survivor Series 2017?
Oh man, that's the match of the night for me. The most hyped I was probably was the Shield of New Day. I'm gonna have to give the Shield of New Day. That match was just, it was great storytelling, beautiful ending, just all around, just great match between those two teams. And grade for oh man, what's the scale for the grade? A plus? What are we doing? 10 out of 10? How are we doing that?
However you want.
Well, if I want to go with the number game, and out of 10, I'll give it a 7,
Okay.
solid 7, only because of the botches I saw, and that main event was just salty for me. But a solid 7 out of 10.
And for me, match of the night officially, I will give to the Shield versus the New Day for actual match of the night for kicking off the show. The whole show in general was pretty dang good. If I was voting on my own Insta poll, that is up. It's up for 24 hours. People are welcome to vote. But if I was voting on my own poll, I would say the pay-per-view was great. And out of 10, I would probably give it like a 9 or 8.5. Let's go 9, A minus. 9 out of 10 for this pay-per-view. I certainly, to me, felt like I delivered. Yes, there were some little issues, some other things like the John Cena thing that wasn't really actually having to do with the match, which is that little picking of things. But beyond that, other botches and issues that did happen, so it wasn't perfect. But the show overall delivered, and it was pretty dang good. Very good matches. Some surprises, maybe not as many as I was hoped. But then again, that's just a personal opinion thing, or specifically a wanting wish list, what you thought was going to happen thing. Because in your mind, as all fans would overbook and want bigger, crazier, more interesting things to happen during the show. But realize that's not really going to be how it's always going to be each and every event, whether it's a big 4 or, as I always say, big 6 pay-per-view event, or any other pay-per-view event going on during the year for WWE. But we hope for the best. And with WWE and how their standards are and how they book their shows, I would say with Survivor Series, they did pretty dang good. And the ending would be certainly.
I also want to say one more thing. WWE, if you're listening, okay, just listen to me right now. Just listen to my voice. This is a big 4 pay-per-view. Okay, big 4. You got WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Okay, so this is one of your big 4. All right. Now I know you guys are cheap now with your fireworks, okay? But when you have a big four pay-per-view, damn it, fireworks, people. Fireworks. That's just all I'm gonna say. Big four pay-per-view, shout out a little extra cash and put some damn fireworks in the show. People want to see it. Big four pay-per-view. I'm not saying for everything. Just say big four. You do it for WrestleMania, do it for SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble. That's all I'm saying. Big four pay-per-view.
To be quite honest, I would go even further. Hey, WWE, if you're listening to me hear my voice, since I'm not on camera, beyond just fireworks, as Bruce Jimmy himself is saying, how about actually for the big four? Because you do have the money for it, even though you're trying to cut costs. Remember the good old days? Remember back when every pay-per-view had their own stage? How about the big four having special stages? WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam. You got the money, you can do it, and hey, you might even get more subscribers. Who knows? Whatever. It'll be good. It'll be best for business. So beyond fireworks, or if you want to negotiate with me, no fireworks, but stages. So either way, you either have the dang fireworks or a dang stage. I really appreciate it because I'm kind of sick and tired with it looking the same gosh darn thing for Backlash as for Survivor Series. So we need to shake things up a bit. Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie Man, WWE. Let's actually use. You talk about using the money for good. Well, beyond charitable events, how about using it and actually having stages for your big events, making it special in that way? Beyond making it special for the actual card and fans experience this and that and all that other stuff, which is great. But for people that are live, people viewing the millions and millions at home, show a little extra money, have a stage, whatever. I don't care. Just try it once. I don't know. Because you do it every year for WrestleMania. You can do it for SummerSlam. You can do it for Survivor Series. And you gosh darn can do it for Royal Rumble. Because you used to in the past doesn't mean that, all of a sudden now you don't have the money. Heck, you're richer now. So I would think you'd have the cachet, the capital, the moolah, the dinero to do so. So that's my hope for WWE. One or the other or both. Either way, best for business. But I do thank Blue X Demon X for being here. So he's welcome to promote himself, put himself over, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and here on YouTube.
Well, I've been taking a hiatus from the social media for a while, but I will be making my glorious return here soon. So you can catch me, Blue X Demon X, on everything. YouTube, well, not that, because I only have YouTube and Twitter. So YouTube, Twitter, Blue X Demon X. I will be making my glorious return, so do not miss it. And I just want to thank my boy Steve, man. I know it's been a while. I just want to thank you for having me on here. Going through Survivor Series, man. I can't wait for the next show. And I definitely try to make it out to more events with you.
Yes, I do appreciate it. Yeah, I was wondering what happened to Blue X Demon. I was worried that he went away forever. With things and other reasons and whatnot, but glad to see you're coming back, and you're going to be coming back blaze of glory in a way on your channel, and hopefully have you here again moving forward, whether it's a big four event prediction or otherwise, but either way, having you here again. But for everybody watching live or archived, again, I wanted to check out Going Raw, Bill Larson, Stephen Larson there, Going Raw Daily podcast, and other videos they have there. So subscribe over there, ring their bell, so you know when they're doing videos live or otherwise. Obviously subscribe here, ring the bell here when you know when I'm going live, because all my videos are live as of right now until I get the needed equipment to actually create videos like everybody else. Steve's Wrestling Ramble will be on a special time on Wednesday 7 p.m. because Thursday is Thanksgiving here in America, so I don't feel like doing an episode on Thursday night. So Wednesday night will be Steve's Wrestling Ramble, me and my team, which does include the return of Raunchy Mikey. He's back for good. He did make his return to the Survivor Series prediction episode, so those people are welcome to watch that. Besides watching the whole thing, if you don't have time for the whole thing, which is I think about 2.5 hours, at least the last 20 minutes, kind of us and our team being just us after our guests leave, us chit-chatting, catching up, and sometimes random BS bullshit talk there, which sometimes is even better than the actual Survivor Series prediction content, which is what it is. But either way, check that out when you do have a chance. And thank you to everybody that stopped by, and thank you specifically, Larson of Stephen Larson's Going Raw Daily for the shout out on Twitter, which I did share with everybody in our conversation thread there on Twitter as well. So I appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing his opinion on my show when he is able to, because I always appreciate opinions and feedback from anybody, whether it's him from a popular show here on YouTube or just a fan that is a new subscriber of mine, positive or negative, because not everybody's perfect, and B, it's good to know the things you need to fix so that it can be fixed. Otherwise, it may never be fixed if it's never brought up. So I always appreciate feedback either way. And like I always say, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, strongly or otherwise, it makes for a great and respectful debate. Welcome to follow me on Twitter at WWE_podcast. Follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to be more active there on the Instagram at StevieK_06, their Instagram. But I will be back tomorrow night already. Tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw review for the aftermath of Survivor Series, how everything goes down and how those storylines move forward specifically for the Monday Night Raw brand. Everybody have a safe and fun Sunday evening. And again, I'll be back Monday night. Above all else, as always, take care.